Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Uh my heart. So I watched Terry McMillan's Forever starring um Megan Good and what's that man's name? Dang. Tay Diggs. So you know what? It's from Life. I think it's from Lifetime, right? You can't go wrong with Lifetime movies. Lifetime movies are the OG made for TV movies. Okay, it's easy to get swept up watching LMN um, all day, and before you know it, 6 7 hours has gone by. So I decided to watch this because I'm like, you know what? Let me see what this is about. Something told me it was gonna be a little sad, but Megan plays this cop and she meets Tay Diggs, who was or is in the military. I think he was touring or something. And, she has daughters from a previous marriage. And, but the father's not involved. So, it's the single mom meets a new guy storyline. And I would say watching this, it was paced well. Nothing happened too fast, nothing happened too slow. Of course, the kids got on my nerves sometimes, but I think with me being a parent of a teenager, I watch things through the eyes of a parent with a teenager. So when I watch movies and I'm seeing kids just talking back and get smart, it's like, look, do what your mama said. Dealing with enough already. I find myself having that reaction. Whereas if I watched it maybe 25 years ago when I was a teenager or whatever, or even younger, I probably would have been looking at it differently. So yeah, I'm seeing movies where kids getting smart, and it's normal. It happens, growing pains, but it's like, girl, um, she has three daughters, and the oldest one, she's trying it with her because she's, I think like what, 16, 17. So she's, into her trying to grow up into being a woman. So she has this boyfriend who is, I'd say he's abusive because he was pulling all on her. And Megan came to the shop where they were at, like, dude, like, what's going on? And, Tay Diggs popped in there too. And so they started dating, and he doesn't have any children, and he takes on the role as stepdad. And, which I feel like anyone who steps in to father or mother children who do not have that, that's very commendable because you don't have to. There's a big thing with on social media where people are like, people that have kids are should only date people that don't. I mean, people who have kids should only date people that have kids, and it's like, you can't help who you like. I mean, if you are a woman and you don't have children, and you meet a man and he has children, and if that's your one, then it is what it is. I understand definitely if you all both do not have children, it's definitely easier because it's just y'all. You don't have to worry about the kids or, the other parent having to deal with that. But sometimes, you love who you love. I've seen people that had 2 3 kids get with somebody that didn't have any, and they get married and have kids together themselves and fly off into the sunset. So hey, it is what it is. So he was dedicated, to them, to that family. The part, of course, that had me, I wasn't boohoo crying, but I was like, no, like, are you serious? First of all, there was 2 parts. When she ended up, she thought she was pregnant, but it was cancer. So she had to go through the treatment, and anyone who's dealt with cancer, a loved one that had a loved one that has cancer, you know that it's different for different people, but it's never easy. Um, when I was a caregiver, I cared for people that had cancer, and I remember this one lady. She just didn't have any energy. I just felt so bad for her because she was on chemo. So once we get rid of this cancer and everything, I'm like, okay, good. Well, I'm trying to see how the movie's going to go at this point because I'm like, there's if that's the climax, then where are we going to go from here? But that wasn't the climax, or is that the right word to use? You know, like the height of the movie, and then it starts to slowly calm down. She gets shot in the neck on duty. And the crazy part is, it's by her daughter's ex-boyfriend, the one who was like abusive. And I don't even think he meant to shoot her. He just came in there bussing, you know, because I think he was trying to rob the place or something. I don't know. He was such a jerk. And getting shot in the neck, I was like, I know she gonna die. Oh my God. Because, you know, that's kind of hard to survive. You got all kind of arteries and veins and stuff up in there. I was like, oh my God. So when she passes and Tay sees her, ugh, because they just imagine you and your spouse get over cancer. You go through the many weeks, the many months of treatment just to die on the job. Like, that has got to be heartbreaking. That's definitely got to be a test of faith. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, Lord, you know, why did you have her go through this, have us go through this just for her to leave, you know? And so when that happened, I'm like, okay, there's still some time left on this movie. Well, of course, the biological dad, pops up out of nowhere, talking about some they need to stay with me and stuff. Why do people do that? If you haven't been around all this time, why are you popping up now when someone passes? Like, where were you before? And if they eventually ended up staying with the biological father, but the movie ends with he was still in their life, and a few years passed. The oldest daughter was getting married, and he walked her down the aisle, and it was beautiful because with those not being his biological children, he could have washed his hands from them when his wife died, but he didn't. And it just shows the love and dedication that you can have for someone, because I do feel like if you love someone, you love their kids. That I'm a firm believer in that. Um, Even before I had a child myself, I didn't have a problem dating men with children. Because I just feel like, I mean, if you got a kid, you got a kid. But I understand it's not for everybody. You know, I definitely get it. And I'm definitely not pushing that on people. Like, you need to date someone that has kids. If you like them, if you really just have an aversion to it and you're like, then I say don't do it. Don't force yourself, okay? Because it's not going to be good for you, the kids, whatever. But that was sweet, man. There's another movie on Tubi from Terry McMillan. It's called Terry McMillan's, I forgot, but Garcelle Buvez, you know, Fancy from Fancy from the Jamie Foxx show. She plays in that, and I'm like, God, should I give it a chance? Is it going to be like another heartbreaking movie? Like, we shall see, man. Listen, shout out to my subbies. Shout out to every last one of you watching. And if you're not subbed, you know you can hit that button for me. I very much appreciate it. Peace and blessings to all of you all.